Good evening, afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another U.S. forecast. This is my second video of the day, and this is not going to be a video on what's from Cape. This is actually going to be a U.S. forecast on the chance for multiple low pressure systems to bring a ton of flooding and possibly a ton of snow throughout into the western coast. We're going to get in the Pacific Northwest and Southwest. We're going to be seeing feet of rain. Yes, feet of rain and possibly feet of snow. That's definitely going to cause a lot of travel issues, flooding, avalanches, all just multiple threats, and this is going to be a pattern to continue for multiple weeks, which is just going to increase the amount of threats. And again, the biggest threat, in my opinion, is the rain. We can be seeing very close to 2 feet of rain in within a 10-day period, which is a crazy amount of rain. So that's definitely an issue. So I know many people have been talking about this, only been talking about the winter storm, and there's not huge new updates. There are big updates, but not major updates on what's from Cape. I'll be talking about that later tomorrow afternoon or evening if I go to school. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. I do daily weather forecasts on multiple topics. Again, as you can tell, I'm doing 2 topics today. Also, be sure to share the channel to any friends or family that you think will be in the way of this of these multiple low pressures to affect many millions of people in the West with snow or ice or even rain. And if you think anybody will love my channel, be sure to share the channel to them. But without further ado, let's get in this video. So like I said earlier, we're going to be seeing multiple low pressure systems. And as you can tell, we are seeing one right now, 988 millibars. This is going to start bringing snow as we speak right now throughout the areas into the Rockies, Sierra Mountains. And we're definitely seeing a ton of flooding threats throughout areas of Seattle, Olympia National Park. The biggest flooding threats, as you can tell, will be in the Pacific Northwest. And as we now get later into Friday, we actually have 2 low pressure systems. One is actually extremely low at 966 millibars, so that definitely will bring a ton of moisture. I think we have a ton of action out here into the Pacific Ocean. We have action here north, we have action here west, and we have action here south. So definitely a big factor of this flooding and snowfall. Again, by later Friday, we'll possibly have a major rain event for millions of people out there in Nevada, Northern California. Could be seeing flooding rains for Portland, Seattle, and then continue to see this Sierra Mountains snowfall in the higher elevations. Again, if you live anywhere in these higher elevations, you definitely see a major threat. And then we have this 2 low pressure systems, once in ahead for the British Columbia area, and we have 3 low pressure systems now. So it's going to be very active. It's going to be nonstop rain, nonstop precipitation, really. And then again, as you can tell, we now have 3 out here. We have one at 985, one at 999, and then another at 999. This is going to bring a ton of rain now for San Francisco, areas near Fresno. Could be seeing some rain out there for, again, the Bay Area. Could be seeing some rain near much of the Pacific Northwest, and continue to see some snow for Lake Tahoe, out into higher elevation to Washington, and out here into Oregon. And then we have this last low pressure system, because again, we have a pretty good distance from one low pressure system to the other. So this could be our break that we need, or for these people that need. Again, we'll have a very big snowstorm effect for the Rockies. Definitely bring a ton of snow for Utah, areas in Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah, and still having another Sierra Mountain snow event. And continuously rain. As you can tell, we're just seeing green for the same areas for days. And then we have 2 more low pressure systems again. And this is, as we'll be seeing, possibly the most amount of precipitation in the Pacific we've seen in forever. Again, that's one snow system moves out, and then we have more and more rain just stretching for hundreds of miles of pure rain. This is definitely going to cause a lot of flooding threats. And again, as we now get into Wednesday of next week, look at this. We have 2 low pressures within 100 miles away, and then we have another one out here going to bring flooding rains. This could be one of the worst rains so far out of this next couple of weeks, and this will be on the 29th. We'll be seeing completely flooding rains. That's just a major threat. And then we'll have another low pressure system that's all the way over here. Again, a ton of rain to come with it. So as you can tell, we'll see this rain and snow kind of calm down a little bit. Still seeing this snow hanging out there in the Sierra and the Rockies. And definitely British Columbia is going to be seeing a ton of snow. So definitely going to be seeing a lot of action there. And then we have a major low pressure system. Look at the amount of precipitation from snow to rain, possibly 2,000 plus miles of just straight up precipitation. And this was definitely the first time we'll be seeing a Pacific Ocean without low pressure system within 10 days. And then again, this is definitely to bring a ton of rain. So again, I can just talk about the radar itself. And if you think, oh, we're scrolling every 6 hours, can you imagine going through that every hour, every day? Again, I can't even deal with really 2 days of rain. As you can tell right now, like I said, we're going to see a little bit of rain, or sorry, a little bit of snow, but the biggest threat is the rain. Yes, we're going to be seeing a lot more snow accumulations, but again, that happens every time. You never see more rain than snow. It may be heavier, but it's not going to accumulate more. But again, as in like the next 36 hours by Friday, we're going to be seeing just monsoon-like rains. Yeah, like monsoon-like rain or tropical storm-like rain. It's just going to be completely downpours, and then we have another system within 6 hours apart. We have another rain system. Look right outside the Pacific. We have another one. It's just going to be pure rain. And then this one's definitely going to be a lot worse. It's going to bring very, very strong storms out here for Northern California and the Valley area, which is quite rare. And we're going to be seeing some more heavier rain out there in the Pacific Northwest. This is by Sunday. And then by Monday and Tuesday, we have another system going to be creating. This is going to be an open window for snowstorms to form. So we have multiple systems that could convert into any type of snowstorm. So definitely going to create a big chance, as long as we have cold air over here. Again, continue to see this flooding rain, especially for areas into the western part of northwestern California, all of the western coast of Washington and Oregon. We have a little bit of break on Wednesday, but again, this is far out, a week from now, so this is definitely going to change whether it's going to be rain or snow or nothing. Continue to see that big snow event possibly again. Like I said, we could have some snow events that can be created by this. And then we have another major rain system. This could actually be the biggest snow out of all. It's going to start affecting areas near Boise out there near Wyoming, near Yellowstone. And just look at all the rain that come. Again, this is actually, it's 8 days from now. And then we have a little bit of a break for kind of southwestern Oregon and all that. But that's when the snow gets a lot worse. We're going to be seeing a lot more snow than rain now. This is our typical pattern. We don't typically see a pattern like this. This is not a regular pattern where we see more rain than snow like this. That's kind of rare to see all that. But again, it's really used to having just the snow bands, and then all the way by February 4th, again, we'll say we could have a little bit of break, actually a pretty long break, even though it's kind of just 2 days. That's a long break for this. Now we're going to be looking at snowfall totals, and as you can tell, you're going to be seeing close to 2 feet of snowfall just in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Look at this, 114 inches of snow. Now that is my snowfall probably times 90 years of worth of snowfall. That is incredibly high, the amount of snowfall. This is crazy. Like, these Sierra Mountains and the Cascades are just going to be wrecked with the amount of snowfall we're going to be seeing these areas. Just look at all of the snow right here. This is crazy. Legit crazy, guys. 114 inches. Can you imagine the amount of snow that is? That is completely over your house, over your roof, like 3 times. So again, definitely going to see a lot of snow throughout the Cascades, and definitely going to be a even amount of snowfall through the Rockies and Sierras, other than far northern Washington. That's where we can be seeing possibly 5+ feet of snowfall. Definitely going to be seeing in these areas in Oregon, these scattered higher elevations, possibly 2 to 4 feet of snowfall, very close to 4 feet, especially if you're right here just under 48 inches. Going to be seeing not as much snow as California. When you typically see this type of pattern with multiple low pressures that we usually see during December, you have possibly 3 to 4 feet out here in the southern Sierras in California. In this case, we're having nothing, and this is due possibly with the high pressure systems that are actually putting the amount of moisture, just limiting the amount of moisture. So that's why we're not seeing any rain, any snow. Like Flagstaff usually sees a ton of snow where these patterns happen. Then they're seeing less than an inch within 10 days from now, and they see a ton of snow annually. You're going to see a ton of snow as well for Nevada, possibly half foot to a foot of snow. Scattered areas in the Rockies could be seeing up to 13 to 18 inches of snowfall. So definitely a big amount of snowfall. And now look at the rainfall totals. Up to 21 inches of rain. So 3 inches under 2 feet. Even if it's more than 1 foot. That's crazy. It is not normal to see this amount of rain. It's kind of rare sometimes to even see this amount of rain in tropical storms. And just imagine seeing just all these low pressures. I don't even count it. I think we saw up to 8 to 9 low pressures within 10 days, which is crazy. I don't even know how many times I've said it crazy, but the amount of times I've said it crazy is really crazy. But look at all of this rain, and I can tell where we have 110 plus inches of rain, or sorry, snow. We're seeing 12 plus inches of rain, which is going to make that mushy snow and a big and a lot amount of ice. Like that's definitely be more than 5 inches of ice on the lakes. Like that's going to be perfect for ice skating. That's going to be just perfect. Again, we're going to be seeing a ton of rain out here for the western coast of Washington, Oregon, and far northwestern California. That's where we'll be seeing 15 to 21 inches of rain. I won't even doubt if we get up to 24. Areas near Seattle and Portland, there we'll be seeing up to 5 to 7 inches of rain, which is still a ton amount of rain. And then just 100 miles east, you see probably less than 2 inches, which is crazy. How you can go from living right here, for example, and right here, that's probably like 200 miles or less, to going from possibly less than an inch to 1.5 plus feet, which is crazy. I don't even know. And that's just a crazy amount of rain. Like that's just gonna cause so many issues on so many levels. And now we're gonna be looking at snowfall totals here for the GFS and continue to see way more than 4 feet, skyrocketing past the amount of snowfall here. It is showing a lot more snow. On the other hand, for the Sierras in California, it is showing close to 4 feet of snowfall near Lake Tahoe, close to 1 to 2 feet of snowfall for Northern California. Is showing even less action for the Southwest for Sierras, and the far southern Rockies is going to show a ton of snowfall, up to possibly 89 inches near Olympia National Park, which is just a way too much snow in my opinion, even though they're used to it. I don't know how somebody can be used to that. Up to 15 to 28 inches of snowfall throughout the Sierras and Oregon. Going to be seeing up to 3 to 4 feet throughout northern Idaho, northwestern Montana. Going to be seeing up to 1 to 3 feet of snowfall for the Yellowstone National Park area, and scattered areas in Colorado and Utah and the Rockies will be seeing up to 1 to 2 feet as well. Especially in those higher elevations in the areas in the scattered deserts and all that. And the GFS is what's really impressing me. It's impressive. Sorry, not impressing. This is what's really impressive. It's showing more than 2 feet of rain. And look at this, guys. This is crazy. It's showing Seattle to 7 to 9 inches of rain. Portland, maybe even 10 plus inches of rain. And areas near Fresno, 1 to 3 inches, which is actually a ton of rain, believe it or not. And yeah, guys, it's going to be crazy. Like, I don't even know. I'm just out of words to describe the amount of rain, even though I saw it before you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And actually, I think we can move a bit more. And it's showing a little bit more rain, probably adding another inch or two, so way more than 2 feet, possibly 26 inches, which is way too much. Like way too much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye guys.